100% step up the game. All right. So anyway, let's go to our meet of the match today, and each of us going to talk about our sports icon, of all times that we
Top
think that
five.
you think is your top five. And I want, all our fans online as well to, comment in the comment section and tell us what your top five. We see the thing growing, Orion and Rudy.
Yeah, man.
It is growing,
Yeah,
the
man.
numbers going up. I see it, but people need to start commenting and tell us what your top five sports icon of all time is. I know what my number one is. I have no qualms about it at all, and I'm going to talk about it, right? But I want you guys to tell me what your top five is. But before you give me your top five, I just want to give you a listing that I've been looking on, right? And you guys can tell me right now if you think, that line up with what your thing is, right? So I look up something on Google, and Google says to me that Michael Jordan, number one, Cristiano Ronaldo, number two, Lionel Messi, number three, listen it good enough, Muhammad Ali, number four, right? Serena Williams, number five, LeBron James, six, seven, Tiger Woods, eight, Usain Bolt, nine, Beirut. You remember him from baseball, right? And then David Beckham round out top 10. All right, so that's what Google have right now, and AI produce all of that for Google right now. There's many different ones. Sports Illustrated would produce one, and that one kind of skew towards most Americans and all kind of things. But so I just take the one that comes out to that general thing, right? That Google produced. So I don't know who want to go first, or maybe you want to go first and tell me your top five and why you think that is your top five. All right, Rudy.
Yes, man. So my number one is Michael Jordan. I've growing up watching him. I actually been to the game. I was at I think it was one of the games in Toronto. I don't think it was the ACC at the time.
Yeah.
When he shot that ball, he was straight and he hit it off the backboard, even though they lose. But that was, phenomenal. When I seen that, but I like his resistance. He never quit, never give up.
Yeah.
Even when they lose their series with Detroit and those things in them. I remember a story. I listened to a story he said, and his trainer come and say, "Hey man, see you in a month." He said, "No, see you tomorrow." Because I lose, it doesn't mean that we gotta go. We gotta get it back. So you don't wait, and that's what I like about him. You see him play with bruise, with ankle, with finger tie up, and he's still playing. You don't see that today. You don't see that today. Guys get a little finger, they're done for 2 weeks, right? So you don't see that. My second is Jackie Joyner-Kersee. She was suddenly a phenom on the sport. Just watching her, I can feel her presence at the time and see her why she doing this, and what she have done for hurdles and what she have done for the heptathlete at the time coming up. My third, I'm going back to the track and field again, will be Carl Lewis. Certainly, he was my icon growing up. Before all the other things, what we don't know, we don't think about it. It's after the fact you hear about all this other stuff, but you watch him. And I actually met him in high school, and we had a deep conversation for about an hour in Boston, and I asked him the question of growing up, and the fact that he can tell me that he wasn't as good as people think he was as a young kid. He had to work to get where he got. In spite of what the situation is now or what people see now, he had to work to where he gets, right? My fourth is Lionel Messi. I'm learning of this young man coming up as a young lad myself, learning of where he's coming from in Argentina and what he had to go through, what the family had to go through, and coming out from that and become one of the best in the world. I mean, in that part of the world, man, when you come out, you come out. Certainly, these areas is very bad. Venezuela, Argentina, Venezuela, those areas down there is really, really rough. But once you come out of there and make it to be the best in the world, that certainly says something. When you watch him play, he's humble. He probably have his ways. That's like any football player. But you see him play, the way he plays, very humble. My fourth, my fifth is my fifth is really iffy. Because there's a few of them that kind of inside there. And I will call those names, but really I will go Michael Phelps. and seeing what he have done for swimming. Someone that, and being the most decorated Olympic athlete in terms of medals and what he have done in the sport. That is a phenom, that's phenomenal. I also have Shelly Fraser is there, that tie as well, for what she have done for the sport in her time coming up. You can see why she did this. Now you're seeing her later in her life. Now you're seeing why she really did it. Not necessarily for her, was for Jamaica and for the youths and for the kids, and to grow the sport. And that's what I taken from what I see she's doing now
Yeah.
compared to them. And then I'm adding today Stephen Curry. He's a phenom basketball player, man. He's
Yeah.
right in there. He's a phenom basketball player. And certainly, and I am going to go off a little bit. I do like Molinati. She's certainly something that she have done great for Jamaica, man. Just watching her being the only one, always being the bridesmaid, but never give up, because she never get that gold medal. Always,
Yeah.
always holding the bouquet and catching a bouquet, but she could never be the bride. Certainly, those are those are certainly my top five.
Your
Like I
top
said,
five.
there is a few ties for fifth, but
Yeah.
certainly, those are my,
All right.
you know.
We have to give respect to Merlin Otti, because I tell you this much, and I going to say this because I can say it, is that Merlin Otti competed at a time in track and field as a Jamaican naturally. Whatever you want to put to it, that everybody else was doing, the Russian and the Americans, whatever they were doing at the time, Merlin Otti was
Natural.
naturally competing, and
Yeah,
she was up against all
yeah.
these giants of the world. So, I go hands down. You have to have Merlina to be considered in there somewhere, right? But here.